Sisi Duma, a political analyst, joins me now from Durban, South Africa, to unpack this. Good to see you, Sisi, and thanks for your time. Now, take us through all the happenings over the last weekend in South Africa. We hear a couple of shooting incidences bring to the fore again the conversation on gun violence and violent crimes in the country, as we've seen from Minister Cele.
Thank you for having me. It's been a very, very busy weekend in South Africa. You have mentioned the 15 who were killed in Soweto. Furthermore, 4 were killed in Pietermaritzburg. And then there were 2 killed in Inanda in a shooting. There were 2 more killed in Katlehong, Johannesburg, in a shooting. And there were another 2 killed in East London, in South Africa, in another shooting incident. All of these occurred at places, at drinking spots, taverns, so to speak. And it does speak on the horrifying stats of violence in the country, speaking also on the horrifying gun violence that's in the country.
And we understand that the authorities have made some arrests. So what do we know for now?
Okay, so we mentioned the incident in Pietermaritzburg, where 2 gunmen entered the tavern and shot 12 people, and 4 people died, succumbed to their injuries, and 8 are in hospital. Now, the police have arrested 2 suspects in this particular incident. Now, what I found interesting said by one of the police officers was that we should expect more arrests in this particular incident. Now, if there were 2 shooters and they arrested 2 suspects, that means that this must have been some kind of, either there's a mastermind behind this or some kind of group effort if they're still expecting to arrest more people in this incident.
Good thing, Sisi, that the police is speaking here, but tell us, if you will, how is it that the tavern where 12 people were shot with 4 dead was still in operation and selling alcohol to the public the following day?
Look, you asking me the question, I'm asking you myself. So the incident occurred on Saturday at 8:30 at night. The next morning, it was business as usual. People were in there buying alcohol, like 4 people were not killed the night before. And then on Monday morning, when government officials arrived, they literally had to plead with the owner to shut doors down just for a couple of days, if only just to show a bit of sensitivity and empathy to those who are now deceased and to their families. It cannot be business as usual when 4 people have died in your care, in your property.
Well, we understand that the unemployment rate in South Africa is worrisome. Do you think this could be a part of the reasons for increased gun violence in the country? Well, if you put that side by side with the alcohol usage.
Okay, I wouldn't associate the element with the gun violence, but I would definitely associate it with the alcohol abuse. If you look at the people who were victims in all of these incidents, they were between 19 and 35, which is essentially the youth. South Africa has one of the highest youth unemployment rates, well above 60%. And it just speaks on the fact that our youth has nothing to do. You will find them in taverns, you will find them in drinking spots and in unideal areas, so to speak, because they have nothing better to do. And one of the suggestions that were given by the community to Minister Bheki Cele was that they need to build more recreational facilities in the area, sports areas, places where these children can go and hone their skills in some way that will take them away from taverns. So definitely it does speak on the high unemployment rate. And I believe that the best way to solve this would be to find alternatives for our youth.
Well, before I let you go, Sisi, how would you rate the government's response to these violence?
Non-existent. It's been non-existent. We are South Africans, speaking from the point of view of a South African. We don't know if these are terrorist attacks. We don't know if these are coordinated attacks, random acts of violence attaining to the high level of crime in the area. Our president is mute. And this is a moment where he needs to step up as a leader to reassure the South African people of that they are taking care of us, that they are taking care of the situation. Yes, they also might not have the answers, but we need their voice of assurance, their voice of comfort, and their voice of authority, that they have power over whatever these forces are. And at this point, he's been absent and quiet.
Sisi Duma, many thanks for your time.
Thank you for having me.